At 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our celebration of International Women's Day as Labor Women launches our online Diaspora series. For those of you who are only just joining us now and you think a Diaspora series, am I supposed to come? I live here on the island. Yes. This is for you. This is a series that we'll be launching that will start on April 6th, but today we will launch, honoring today at International Women's Day. And the series will be put on by women from the diaspora, for women in the diaspora and women here locally. So we're so happy you could join us. Of course, today is International Women's Day. Underneath the theme, gender equality today for a sustainable tomorrow. We all know break the bias. If you don't know, it's break the bias. Reminds me a little bit of a wrestling move, but break the bias. And tonight we're just going to have a short program, some remarks from some remarkable members of our party. Of course, our comrade leader and Dr. Terrence and Senator Joyelle Clarke, and our special guests who will be introducing themselves and letting them know what we'll be offering in our first Diaspora series event, which will be held on April 6th. So we're so happy that you could all join us. We hope that you had a wonderful day, that you celebrated yourselves and allowed others to celebrate you as we honor you as women of the St. Kitts-Nevis Labor Party. So let's not delay and let's move right to our first item on up. Wait, I forgot prayer. We could never start without prayer. So I'd like us to begin first. If we could begin with a brief prayer. So if we could just bow our heads and close our eyes. Heavenly Father, we ask you to bless us here this evening as we celebrate International Women's Day together as women and members of the St. Kitts-Nevis Labor Party. We give you thanks for your continued blessings and your continued protection over us, individual and as a party. We ask that you continue to bless us in this event, that it will be fruitful, that it will be intentional, Heavenly Father, and that will honor you in all the ways possible. Heavenly Father, we ask that you continue to guide us in our work, that your presence be in all that we do, that you bring to our party peace, that you bring to our party prosperity, and that you bring to our party success as we aim to improve the lives of women and citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis on this day. And we say these things in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. I'm now going to turn it over to our comrade leader, well, not yet, but soon, Dr. Terrence. Still muted.
Okay. Yes, I'm on mute. Thank you very much. Can you hear me better now? Hello? Can you hear me? Yes. I want to thank you very much, Master of Ceremonies, Ms. Naima Hazel. It's a pleasure, of course, for me to be here. And I want to congratulate all the organizers of this most important event. Tonight, as you can know, I'm having a number of activities, but I had to make time to make sure that I'm present at this particular activity, as I consider today to be a very important day, a day that we call International Women's Day. And I want to say and recognize our former ambassador, plenipotentiary, Miss Rosalind Hazel, who today, when I posted the video of Naima, I received many comments, and I want to share some of those with Naima and to you, of course, Miss Ambassador. I want to also recognize our Senator Joyelle Clarke, and Chair of Labor Women. I want to also recognize the Honorable Marcella Liebert, former Deputy Leader of the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party, former Member of Parliament, former Speaker of the House. We want to also recognize her. And to you, of course, Ms. Naima, who I recognized before, but in your official capacity as Deputy Chair of Labor Women. And I want to recognize women of labor, those who are here in the Federation and those who are in the diaspora at this moment. I want to say a happy International Women's Day to all of you. I'm so happy to be here at this event and to be here this evening as we celebrate women. I recognize that the theme for this evening And the theme for today is Gender Equality Today for Sustainable Tomorrow. And this is, of course, both an affirmation and an aspiration. It is an affirmation in the sense that we are gathered here tonight to celebrate and honor the many amazing, powerful, hardworking, ambitious, inspirational women of our party and in our society who are dealing and who are beating the odds to make sure that they take care of their families, while at the same time sacrificing so much of their time, energy, intellect, resources to engage in community activism, business, and in leadership. It is an aspiration in the sense that we recognize that there is still more work to be done to empower our women to be able to shape the next generation. The tagline, Break the Bias, is a call to action to do what is required to create a gender equal nation that is wealthier and more harmonious because of the presence of more women in our boardrooms, government, and workplaces. I am truly happy to see you gathered here in this virtual space, bringing together women from all within the diaspora and those here at home in a discussion on the way forward for women of labor. The women of labor are the backbone of our party and the labor movement, and you play an integral role in the longevity, vibrancy, and legacy of our great party. It is our women who are our main source of volunteers, who organize our events, who mobilize whenever the call is issued for public meetings or public demonstrations, who close ranks and defend and protect our party very staunchly. I want to thank all of our women of labor, including those, of course, in diaspora and those here at home, for your unfailing solidarity and loyalty to our party over the years. You continue to play a vital role as we mobilize for victory. And I wrap up by saying, I am proud to see that so many women are answering the call to take up more and more positions within the leadership of our party. And that, of course, is our party's goal. So I want to thank all of you who have joined us tonight and to thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to you and to say thank you for all that you have done, doing, and will do in the future. And to say that this party has set a course and continue to set new standards to make sure that our party continues to make room for all of our women so that they can occupy all levels of leadership within our party. Thank you very much.
And thank you, Comrade Leader Dr. Terrence Drew, for your very inspiring and well thoughtful comments and remarks. We really appreciate your support as a comrade leader, and we are excited to continue to work with you with women's labor and, of course, to advance our party to win in the next election. That's what I said. Yes, ladies, that's what we're celebrating today. Okay, so thank you, Dr. Terrence Drew. As we said, this evening's event is just a brief event. As Dr. Terrence Drew said, he's got a lot of events, and we know as women that we've been working very hard. Today, all of us have to get up and go to work. We work in our jobs, we work in our homes. A lot of us are at home now with our children or with our partners or even on our own. Some of us might even still be at work, but we really just wanted to take this time today, even though we know we have an event coming up on Saturday, just to honor women on the actual day of International Women's Day when it's commemorated throughout the world. So we're really, really excited to have everybody here. And we just want to take some time just to relax, for us to listen to our speakers, introduce our new speaker, have a little chat, and enjoy a toast. So for those of you ladies who don't yet have a glass of wine, you might need a glass of wine. I've got a big one. I got this one from my mom. Finally, a glass of wine big enough to hold my drink. There we go. Or if you're not, you could have a glass of water or a glass of cider, a glass of juice, a glass of tea, whatever makes you comfortable, but you should start preparing that now for our toast that will come up later this evening. So without further ado, I would like to introduce my friend and colleague, and of course the chair of Women's Labor, Senator Dr. Joyelle Clarke. Senator.
Hi, good evening, Naima, and thank you so much for that very warm introduction. And I want to take this opportunity to wish every single woman who's joining us via YouTube, because I'm looking at the YouTube link as well, and also via our Zoom link, a very happy and warm International Women's Night. But if I did see you today, a very happy and warm International Women's Day, and thank you for spending the International Women's Night with us here at Labor Women. Now, I'm just tasked with bringing very brief greetings, right, Naima? And that's what I'm going to do today. Before I start, I must acknowledge the presence of our comrade leader, Dr. Terrence, who on schedule at 5 a.m. wished me happy International Women's Day. And when you have a leader that is up at 5 a.m. reaching out to his political colleagues and the female colleagues, then you feel like you're led by someone who understands the importance of women in politics. So I want to thank Comrade Leader for that in particular, and also send a special shout out to the Leader of the Opposition, Dr. Denzil Douglas, the Right Honorable Dr. Denzil Douglas, who also took time to wish the women of this party a happy International Women's Day. The men in our party are very supportive. The two deputy leaders have been here with us. They also reached out and shared their greetings for International Women's Day. And you know what? This suggests that International Women's Day is not and cannot only be about women, because if we're to break the bias, we need support of women, and we also need the support of the men and the men in our political party, our great political party. So that was our greeting. Now, thank you also to all the persons who have joined us from the diaspora, because this is exactly what we wanted. So can I just take a moment to shout out Curlin and say hi, Curlin, and everyone else who's here with us. Thank you so much. Now, St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party and Labour Women we have had cycles of development, Labour Women in particular. What we're doing now isn't anything new from what we did 5 years ago and 4 years ago and 10 years and 20 years ago. We're continuing a cycle of action for Labour Women. We have been led by the Honorable Marcella Liebert when she was our Minister of Gender. She had very strong support from her then PS, Sharon Rattan, and they're here with us this evening supporting another cycle of work for Labour Women. And it's important that we recognize this. And it's also important that we recognize that women in their different spheres, especially the women who have passed through the Labour Party, are now moving with an urgency to support and promote women. So Ms. Rattan, allow me to just take a minute to big up Esther's Lounge and to say that Labour Women is going to be here supporting this very important initiative. And to every single female leader in the Labour Party, Kashima, who's the vice president of Young Labour, our newly appointed National Secretary, Ms. Nerys Shiverton, thank you so much for accepting this awesome responsibility of leading the administrative and organizational work profile of the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party. And I'm taking the time to highlight these women because that's what we're here for. We are proving that the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party is not just a party which says women. We are showing that we're about women. We're showing that we trust women in leadership. We're showing that in the highest echelons of our party, women can take charge. And we're proving that our leader and deputy leaders and leader of the opposition fully trust and support the work that the women in the party are doing. So that was my greeting. Now, I think globally, only about 3 countries in the world have what we call 50-50, a 50-50 ratio of women in parliament. St. Kitts-Nevis isn't in it. We need to get there. I think St. Vincent is very close, but they're still not there. Now, this is a premise in which I want to spend the next 2 minutes talking. In order for us to have more women in parliament, what do we need? We need to engage more women. We need to support more women as they rise in leadership in the party. And most importantly, we need to ensure that we establish clearly the work of women in the party. Some of the strongest list managers have been women in the party. Some of the strongest canvassers have been women in the party. Some of the persons who have been responsible for organizing and keeping the party together are the women in the party. In order to break the bias in terms of how women are treated in politics, the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party has to push this narrative of more women at every single level of the party, because ultimately what we want to see, not just Labour Party in power in a couple of years, or maybe even next year, we want to see more women seated on the government side when St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party occupies the role of governing St. Kitts-Nevis. We want more women there. And we're going to get there through forums like this, the Diaspora series. We're going to be engaging women, Labour supporters across the globe. If you're in Switzerland, we're coming for you. We are asking you to join us in this Diaspora series, because this is how we're going to win the next election. The Labour Party, you can't test the Labour Party when it comes to making steps towards breaking the bias for women in politics. But importantly, women, for us to get there, there's some things we have to do as women too. We have to ensure that we find ways to call each other's names in spaces of opportunity. Be willing to say, my comrade sister can do this. My comrade sister is the best person for this job. And when she gets that job, I am behind my comrade sister 100%. We will be our biggest support as we break the bias. I'm so happy that we've started this series, because every single presenter for this series, this Diaspora series, will be a woman from the diaspora. Experts in their respective fields, be it medicine, corporate finance, banking, law, science, climate change, and gender. These are the women who will bring us together to break the bias. I think I've said enough right now, Naima. I am so happy. I'm very excited that as we close the evening, we are here together, very comfortable, very happy that Labour Women again is starting a new cycle of activity, and support us as we engage the diaspora, support us as we spread the message that St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party is doing its part and will continue to do its part to break the bias. Have a good evening.
Thank you very much, Senator Joyelle Clarke. We are so honored to have you here with us. We love working together. For those of you who are not aware, we do have a new Women's Labor Executive, and with new members, as I said. Our chair is Senator Joyelle Clarke. I am the vice chair. Our secretary is Emelita Warner. Our assistant secretary is Iceline, and our treasurer is Arlene Douglas. So for those of you who were not aware, and our public relations officer, I'm sorry, Tamaju. So for those of you who are not aware, now you would know that this is our new women's executive. We know that Labor Women has been a little bit dormant for a little while, but we are back and more vibrant and excited about learning from what came before us, and also bringing new ideas and innovative ideas, and also being very inclusive. We would really love everybody's opinion. We want you to know that your contributions are important, that they're valuable, and your feelings are important and invaluable, and your opinions and your suggestions are important and valuable. We want every woman to feel heard in the new Labor Women arm, and we want to use the Labor Women arm to strengthen not just labor women, but also to work closely with labor youth and strengthen them in areas of governance and in areas of mobilization and in community development. And we're very excited to be working with our partners over in the youth arm. And of course, to have all of you here with us and working, of course, as Senator Joyelle said, with our partners in the diaspora. So important. We're really, really happy, again, as I said, to have you guys here. I'm tired and I'm still smiling. I feel like I need a sip of wine, but we're glad that you're all here with us. And now we are going to take some time to introduce, as we said, we'll be doing a diaspora series. Senator Clarke described it so well to explain what we are trying to achieve through the series. Right now, we are not going to give you an agenda for the full year because we're being honest in saying that we want to be adaptive. And so we want to make sure that every series is worth your time and worth your effort. We value it, and that every contribution from each of our diaspora members and facilitators is something that will be productive and helpful for us here in the party. So it is my unique honor, I don't know why I didn't introduce her first, but it is my unique honor to introduce who will be our first diaspora facilitator. She will not be speaking on her topic this evening, but she will be introducing it. And she is our first female ambassador, plenipotentiary, and extraordinaire. And of course, I think she's just great because she's my mom. So I'd like to introduce Ambassador Rosalind Hazel, who will be speaking to us, introducing herself and speaking to us about the topic that she'll be addressing for our first Diaspora series Zoom event, which will be on April 6th. I turn it over to you, Ma.
Thank you very much, Naima. Good evening, everyone. Special greetings to my comrade leader, Dr. Drew. It's an honor to be here. I also have a shout out for our female senator, Dr. Joyelle Clarke, the Honorable Dr. Joyelle Clarke. And of course, good evening to all of my comrade sisters and all other comrades who may have joined in who are not sisters. Thanks again, Naima, for inviting me and including me in your Diaspora series. I just want to make just a 2-minute maybe comment about this year's theme for International Women's Day, which was Gender Equality Today for a Sustainable Tomorrow. As I pondered about that about 2 weeks ago when I saw the theme, it brought me to thinking about another theme in 1995, which was Today's Girls are Tomorrow's Women. Well, if you look at 1995 and we're now in 2022, those girls then are truly our women today. And today we're talking about gender equality going forward in order to sustain the gains that women have made. Unfortunately, I'm saddened by the fact that it seems to me that in 2022, the girls that we talked about in 1995 are now facing some of the similar struggles that we as women faced back in 1995. And to me, it's not a positive thought. It saddens me that many of the gains that we've made have also been rolled back. So the sub-theme or the hashtag breaking the bias becomes even more relevant, because if we're going to be truly honest with ourselves, some of the problems that we have encountered are problems that we ourselves created for each other. Let's be frank. If we look at the fact that we have and we continue to foster the root of discrimination, inequality within our society by the way we ourselves practice bias against each other. And as long as we continue that in our society, we will go from theme to theme, and we will see 2 steps forward, 5 steps backwards. I think that we need to make a commitment of not rolling back any further from where we are now, but to move forward and to close ranks as women, understanding that we are here to look at the future of tomorrow. Maybe not for some of us, but for others who are up and coming, and that we really should try to put in place structures that are sustainable for tomorrow, so that the women now in 2022, who were the girls in 1995, 10 years from now are not facing and are not having these same discussion unless we're looking back at them as a foundation of where we were and where we are 10 years from now. Eleanor Roosevelt said that well-mannered and well-behaved women scarcely makes history. So how about if we start making some histories, labor women? How about if we, in 2022, March 8th, adopt a zero tolerance campaign against putting each other down? There is strength in numbers, and we cannot survive the way that we have historically behaved in pulling each other down. So I'm hoping that when we talk about breaking the bias, that we actually look at ways, and I think one of the ways is that we can consciously start a zero tolerance campaign. When someone comes to you to pull down Naima or Joyelle, stop them. I'm not part of this. Joyelle or Naima or whomever is my sister. And therefore, we can't get anywhere unless we are joined together at the hip, at the waist, at the arm, wherever, because nothing changed the fact that there is strength in numbers, and our strength lies in the numbers that we are together, that how we are coordinate together, supportive of each other, and that we stop being crabs in a barrel. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. That's my 2 cents worth. I'm really honored, however, to have been asked to be the first presenter in the Diaspora's series. And I think that the topic that has been handed to me is one that is near and dear to my heart because it speaks to politics. And that topic is the principles of list management. So I'm looking forward to April the 6th, when we can dialogue with each other about the principles of list management, starting from the foundation all the way up to the roof. So thanks again for inviting me, Naima. You guys are doing a great job. I'm so proud of yesterday's girls who are tomorrow's women who are doing a great job. Thank you.
Thank you, Mom. And we hope that all of the women, and we're actually opening up the Diaspora series on the principles of list management to both genders. So this will be our first Diaspora series. It will be a free one because we know how important list management and the principles attached to list management are to our party, and of course the success of our party at, I'm going to say, upcoming elections could happen. So we're really happy, and we know the importance of the urgency of that training. We look forward to gaining from the experience of women like yourself, Ambassador, and other women here that were also mentioned by Senator Joyelle, and even women who are not mentioned. A lot of the times we always identify women that we see all the time. Oh, this person is a good labor because they come to meetings. This person is a good labor because they donate. Or this person's a good labor because everybody knows her. Oh, she's always wearing. But there are people who are labor supporters that are just not out front. There are people who have contributions to make to our party that are not necessarily recognized. But we're here to let you know that your contribution is valuable, whether you're a well-known person or just a stalwart of the party, a comrade sister who has something to share with her sisters. So thank you so much, Mum, for that. Your comments. I loved what you said about zero tolerance, a campaign against putting each other down. So as we begin our toast, I would like to begin the first toast. If we could raise our glasses. I got mine. It's a lot of glass. We can raise our glasses to a zero tolerance campaign for putting each other down, for continued love and support from Labor Comrade Sister to Labor Comrade Sister. I toast you.
Cheers.
Cheers. I turn over our second toast to our Senator and our Comrade Chair, Joyelle Clarke. Did I lose you, Joyelle? Oh, I seem to have lost Joyelle. That's okay. I will turn over our second toast to our youngest member, and hopefully our youth represent. Oh, there's Joyelle. Oh, you're ready. You were getting your drinks?
I didn't know that I was toasting as well. So I want to toast to Labor women present, past, and Labor women future. We're going to get where we need to get with SKNLP. Toast.
Toast. Suddenly it feels so baked, this moment. Thank you. Cheers. Cheers to the ladies. And now we're going to turn over to a toast from our, as I was saying, youngest member. And we are hoping to be a representative on our extended branch executive from Youth Labor, who we call affectionately Blossom Kashima, for your toast. Where did Kashima go? Did we lose Blossom? Okay, while we wait for us to find Blossom back, she seems to have dropped out. She was one of the first people in the group. I will turn it over to our second Diaspora speaker. Yes, you're gonna say, no, I wasn't planning to do that. You don't have to put your camera on, but we would love a toast from Ms. Curlin Williams. Curlin?
Thanks, Naima, for putting me on the spot.
You're welcome.
A hearty International Women's Day to all the women on the call. I'd like to toast to, I'm hoping all of the allies that are also on this call to facilitate our growth as women. Happy Women's Day, and I hope that all of you on here will become effective allies. Happy Women's Day to all of you.
Thank you very much, Curlin. I'm just waiting for Blossom to come back in, but oh, there she is. She's connecting to audio. So just give her a second. And while we wait, yeah, she just told me her internet dropped at home. These are the technical things that happen with Zoom. Remember when we didn't have Zoom? COVID has really changed the way we do things. She's just connecting to audio, so while we wait. So just a reminder also to all you women, we're very happy to be extending our membership to women's labor. We will reach out with our public relations to continue to gather members and go from strength to strength as we prepare in this new dispensation for our party's success through the strength of our arms in both women and youth. I think that Blossom's just having a little bit of a challenge. Okay, while we wait for Blossom to have a challenge to get back online, we also want to, following the toast, just open it up. If anybody has any questions that are online on YouTube, or anybody has any comments, any suggestions, any support, you're welcome to put your comments either in the chat or to, we see one there from Sharon, on the Zoom chat, or if you're joining us from YouTube, in the YouTube chat that will be monitored by Senator Joyelle. So thank you, Sharon says, thank you to Joyelle. Looking forward to working with women's labor. Thank you, Sharon. And we're very excited for the launch of your new project, the Esther Project. We're very excited and looking forward to what you are bringing to the table as a comrade sister of the St. Kitts-Nevis Labor Party. I don't think Kashima, there we go. Oh, no, yeah. Maybe I'll just have Kashima message me and throw in her message that way. She's restarted, she's doing her best. These technical things, they happen. Hold on. Maybe I'll just call her. You have to be creative sometimes. We got to be creative with these things. We'd also like to thank our ally while we're here, John James, for our technical assistance for this evening's event. Oh, that's unfortunate. So we'll just keep going then. Okay, so I'd just like to do something that I'd like to do online, a check-in. So everybody, I'd like to start with breaking the bias, which is the theme. So everybody who has ever experienced any form of discrimination, can you get on the Zoom or even on YouTube? Can we get you, I don't know if I want to do a thumbs up. How about a thumbs down for every woman who has ever felt that she has experienced bias based on her gender? Can we get a thumbs down? For those of you who don't know on YouTube, you just have to go to, oh, there is no thumb. Yes, there is. You just need to go to your reactions. See, there would be your thumbs down. Ah, here we go. We've got the toast. I'm going to read the toast from Blossom. Blossom, I love this toast, who, as Senator Joyelle shared with us, is the Vice Chair of Young Labor. She would like to toast to all the young entrepreneurs and young leaders that are on board with the St. Kitts-Nevis Labor Party and who will join us in future, in time to come. Very progressive toast, Blossom. So on behalf of Blossom or Kashima Gums, we thank you and we toast to that. Cheers. I'm gonna take just another sip because why not? There we go. And as we come up on the hour, that literally does wrap us up for this evening as we celebrate the launch of our Diaspora series called the Cocktail Hour. Now, we'll be having this series once per month, and each month it will be for approximately 1 hour. And we will always want you to show up with your tea, your wine, your water, and just that it would be an opportunity for us to dialogue, a conversation, not a necessarily where we feel like we're just sitting here in class again, but a conversation among women, looking at some of the issues in our party, some of the challenges that we're having, some of the successes that we're having, a sharing of, Arlene, you're sharing your screen, a sharing of ideas and sharing of even challenges that we would learn best practices and move forward together. I'm so distracted watching you. Looking so cute though, Arlene. Arlene is working very hard, which brings me to another thing that I'd like to discuss before we leave. Just a reminder, for those of you who will be joining us at our event this Saturday, it's very important. Tomorrow is your last day to register for our Women's Wellness Constituency Cup. Now, for those of you who are not sure what the Women's Wellness Cup is about, I've heard some women say, oh, is it going to be a race because I can't run? Is it going to be like a fitness? Is it a retreat? It's a little bit of everything. Really, it's going to be a fun, I promise you, fun-filled afternoon of activities that will help to grow and teach teamwork, cooperation, trust, communication, and build camaraderie among us as women, helping to heal some of the challenges that we have within our party, and also to look at our strengths within our party just through activity. We're so excited to have you women join us. Remember, if you are interested in purchasing drinks, you'll have to order those online as you check that off in your Google form. You'll also find on your Google form, there will be an option whether you are a participant or you are a spectator. Each team is made up of 10 participants. So far, we have some constituencies who almost have their teams completely full. I'm not going to tell them who you are, but you know who you are. And some constituencies who are lagging a little bit behind. We're really happy. We want to see full teams. We wouldn't want to see anybody without their full team at a disadvantage. And of course, we'll soon be sending out a beautiful photo of our actual cup. So it's actually a rotating cup that you will win for your constituency if you come out and you compete in all of our events and you end with the highest score. And to make it even more exciting, I know some of you are excited. You're like, oh, I'm going to get a man on my team. It's going to be full female teams. We also have one male team of our male allies. So we will have a candidates team that will also be competing with us. So that would tell you women that it couldn't be things that were too physical, because it will be fair in terms of gender. There'll be no bias. They will not be able to win by their physical strength. They will have to use their other skills, their creativity, their innovation, their cooperation, their communication. So this is going to be a great test of us as a party, but we're also going to be having great fun. We're looking forward to that event that will be at Duars. We'd like to thank in advance Comrade Sister Henrietta Douglas for offering her space to us so graciously. We're very happy to be hosting all of you. So please don't forget, if you haven't received a link for that, you can contact your constituency rep for women's labor. For labor number 8, if you're not sure who that is, please to ask your chair. For most constituencies, I think I could tell you if you just give me 1 second. I'll ask for Comrade Joyelle to take over while I collect that information. I don't know if there's anything that I missed. If any women have any questions about that activity, also, if it's only $50 BC for your registration, you can do a direct deposit through the form, or you can give the money to your branch representative. Our comrade sisters, our branch representatives we have Miss Cora. Okay, I'll start from number 1. We have, oh, that's a good question. I'm in the wrong group. 1 second. We have Miss Zelda Tucker. We have Miss Prudencia Gayton. We have Miss Cora Francis. Actually missing a few women in this group. We have Miss Ashika, everybody knows as Tubby. I'm just moving a little slow here. If I could get a little help from my comrade sisters. I don't know who I've missed out here. Hold on. We've got all of our sisters, so I don't want to miss anybody. You would know who your women's rep is, but if you do not, I just want to make sure that everybody knows who to speak to if they have any questions or they would like a connection to the link. Okay, just give me 1 second. These chat rooms, everybody's got about 150 chat rooms that we're all in. Just trying to find my way to all of my contacts. I'm looking at a little support through here, my other sisters in the group. There we go. So for number 1, I don't know how I don't have them all. Okay, I will just put them in our group chat because I'm going to be digging through this forever and we'll be dragging on here forever. I don't hear anybody chiming in to assist me, so I'm on my own. Women, I thought we just agreed that we were going to support each other. Okay, so we want to thank you all because we don't want to run over time. We're really trying to honor you and respect your time. Please contact your women's rep or your chair for your constituency. I'm sorry, is somebody chiming in? Or your chair for your constituency. If you need a link, they'll be in most of your chat groups. You can also check the St. Kitts-Nevis Labor Party page. If you are not on the St. Kitts-Nevis Labor Party page on Facebook, please do go and like the page and look for what's coming up in our party. We'll also take this as an opportunity. You know, this is our 90th anniversary. So we want you also to get a look at some of the events that are coming up for our 90th anniversary. That's going to be very exciting. Labor is 90. International Women's Day is 110 and labor is 90. So we're about to make some strides and we look forward to you joining us as we move forward, breaking the bias in the St. Kitts-Nevis Labor Party and in the country of St. Kitts and our Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. We are grateful to have had you here tonight. Thank you everybody for your time. Just giving the last few messages. Thank you from our new CEO, Neree Shiverton. She says, happy International Women's Day to our Labor women. Labor women are the powerhouses of our party, and I'm looking forward to working together as we work to take back our country. Yes, thank you very, very much for that. And we look forward to seeing all of you this weekend. Remember, we only have a limited amount of spectator tickets available, so you need to register soon. Tomorrow is the deadline, only $50 to register and to participate. It's going to be tons of fun. You won't want to be the woman or the team that misses it. We'll see who goes home with the Women's Constituency Cup. I'm from number 8. I'm going for number 8, but I'm not participating. So if you want to come out to support your team or to participate with your team, we will see you this Saturday. And we will see you, members from the Diaspora, and our women from the Labor Party that are here in St. Kitts and Nevis. We will see you on April 6th for our first official Diaspora Series cocktail hour on the principles of list management. Tell all your friends, tell the whole bunch. We'll
Thank
see
you
you then.
Good night. Thank you. Thank you.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Good night, everybody. Good night, comrade leader.
All right.
Good night. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night. I'm here.
Oh, thank you. I didn't even realize the comrade leader stayed with us the whole time. Thank you.